we look at the 21 laws, we have to keep some things in mind. First of all, these laws can be learned. In other words, the knowledge and the skills that go behind these laws can be learned. And it's extremely important as a leader. You have an understanding of these laws. And you can take these laws and you can give these particular functions or duties to people in your lodge that are good at them if you're not. And if you are good at them, then get good at them, get better at them, get great at them. You know, there's one thing you have to know, and I will say this several times, is that if you're good at something, if you put time into it, you can become great. If you're bad at something and you put time into it, you might get average. And I'm sorry, last time I took my wife out to a movie, I didn't say, hey, honey, what's a great average movie we can go to? And, you know, let's go to dinner. What's a great average restaurant? Don't we always strive for the best? Don't we look for the best? You know, and in leadership, the way to get better, the way to improve your leadership is to have an understanding of the components of leadership. These 21 laws give you those components. Number 2, these laws stand alone. Each one of them is separate and apart. Even though together there's synergy. There's strong synergies. There's strong power from learning all these laws and using them together. But they still do stand alone. 3, laws carry consequences with them. You apply them, and people will follow you. You violate them, and it will definitely hurt your ability to lead. In essence, casting a vision. Okay? They think they call it the law of the navigation. If you do not cast a vision and do not have a vision for your lodge, and don't repeat that vision on every time you meet and talk about the vision, if that's not present or somebody isn't talking about the vision or where you want to take the lodge, then there's consequences behind that. People won't know what they're there for. You have to have purpose. You have to have vision. It's absolutely essential for any organization that has strong leadership. Number 4, these laws are the foundation of leadership, no doubt. I mean, I think we've said it with everything we've talked about, but they are the foundation of leadership. 2 things I want to talk about in the making of a leader, and 2 things you need to commit yourself to. You need to understand the value of leadership. If you've not watched the video that I've posted on John Maxwell talking about the value of leadership, please watch that. It's very powerful. He says it better than I could ever say it. But you have to understand everything rises and falls on leadership. I mean everything. If your lodge is suffering, it is a leadership issue. As much as that might hurt, and you might be the master, and you might look and say, hey, the lodge is hurting. It's up to you and your team that you assemble around you to make a difference. Take these laws, learn these laws, teach these laws to people. Don't shove them down people's throat. Teach them to them. Be encouraging, be patient, but share this. The way you learn is by teaching it, by sharing it. Remember, everything rises and falls on leadership. Your level and ability of leadership will determine the level and ability of your lodge. Next, make a commitment to learn to lead. You have to put time in it. You have to ask questions. You have to be transparent. Ask your fellow brethren, what am I good at? What do you think I'm good at? What am I bad at? And then be transparent. If you're not good at something, just say it. You know, I'll never forget a lesson my father taught me when I was master of my lodge. He said, son, when something happens and there's a mistake and you make it, admit to it. Just say, it's my fault. And sometimes if it's even not your fault, but it's something you should be responsible for, then you have to say, hey, my fault, I did it. Okay? It lasts 2 weeks. If you try to pass blame, that can destroy like a cancer any organization, because everybody is pointing fingers because if you are, everybody else is going to do it. They will follow what you do. So if you take responsibility, and sometimes what's really funny, you take responsibility, say, you know what, that's my fault, I'm sorry, I dropped the ball. Somebody else will stand up and go, no, worshipful, you can't take that, that's my fault. And that gets kind of funny. But let me explain something to you. As the leader, you need to be responsible. And if responsibility may be 34th on your talent list, well, you're going to have to find and drum some way to understand leadership is about accepting responsibility and about accepting the fact that making a difference is up to you.